Okay, Scott Bauer is with us. Coming to us, of course, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, good to see you. Let's take a break from equities for a moment because up until today, dips have been bought not just in stocks, but Bitcoin too. What's going on?
You know, Oliver, we talk about this all the time, these ranges, that this range-bound trade, and are we going to break out? And we saw it, trade above 4,000 just was about 10 days ago or so, and then came, I don't want to say crashing down, but we saw
a rough day.
Almost down to 3,500. Yeah, almost down to 3,500 again, but now there's some momentum behind not just the Bitcoin trade, but the overall, even the altcoin space. There's some momentum behind it, and what is causing it? You know what? There's a lot of talk out there that there's going to be some regulatory changes coming up. Canaccord just put out this, I guess you could say, bullish report.
Okay.
And I have not followed them in the past, but this is something that hit, saying that if this trend pattern that Bitcoin seems to be in now follows the last time that it was in this pattern, which I'm going to paraphrase it and say that it was a period of 6 years, 2011 to 2017, long time, way in its infancy, that we should see Bitcoin again at 20,000 in early 2021.
What?
Do I buy into that? No.
20,000?
Yeah. Look it up.
All right.
20,000 is what they're saying. Now, I don't know if people are just, kind of doing the Evelyn Wood and speed reading and looking at that and saying, all right, it's down, I got to buy a little bit, or what it is. There is really, other than that, nothing that I see out there that is telling me whatsoever that this thing, should be volatile as it is right now. When I say volatile, obviously it's not where it was a year ago, but we are gaining some volume here, contract-wise. Are we going to go above 4,000? Yeah, it looks like we probably will, but that's going to be on a momentum trade here. And I bet as soon as we get above that mark, maybe we top 4,100, you're going to be fraught with sellers here.
Yeah. Okay. I know which report you're talking about. It was Scott Suh and Michael Graham at Canaccord talking about the sort of historical precedent for patterns. I'm always skeptical about those things, Scott, that go back into Bitcoin history. I mean, what goes without saying, that's kind of how I default to this, because to me it's just a totally different, market that's involved in terms of participation, in terms of the altcoins, in terms of so much. Do you have to be careful about hanging your hat on historical patterns in something like this that's still pretty new?
No, there's no question about that. I think we've all learned that, myself included, over the last 12, 18 months or so, that some of these technical historical patterns we see, there's just not enough data still out there to really follow them. Now, that being said, there has been some positive news recently about usage, about potential usage, about run rates and how fast new Bitcoins can be mined. And there is some real positive news coming out about that. Maybe that's the catalyst behind this. I mean, I've really actually for the last couple days or so trying to been digging deep here, looking for whatever sort of maybe fundamental analysis there is out there, and I can't find anything. But look at some of the altcoins though. Look at Litecoin. That thing has really skyrocketed in the last couple days. Now again, we're still down 85% off of its all-time high, but that thing's up a good 12-13% in the last couple days, and we are seeing volumes pick up as well.
Scott, to kind of connect some of the big themes, and I always get kind of harangued by volatility and options people when I bring this up, but to me, looking at Bitcoin as, again, kind of a risk asset and maybe a barometer for risk taking, not by any means some kind of correlated, inverse, VIX or anything like that, but is it possible that some of the action we've gotten in the crypto space over the past couple months, is it a total coincidence it happened as VIX went back down to 14 and equity markets just kind of jammed like they did, in the period where all the crypto stuff was so exciting, people were seeking volatility, seeking yield?
I do not think it is just mere coincidence. There is something there. Now, what exactly is that? And can you make a, what we call a pairs trade out of that?
Right.
I don't know that the data is sufficient for that yet.
Yep.
But, Oliver, you're right. We've seen kind of that pattern before over the last maybe 2 years or so, that as VIX has come down and people are looking to take a little bit more risk, maybe a little bit more risk appetite out of the equity market, yeah, maybe that is the catalyst, that we've seen over the last couple weeks or so. I'd love to study that 3 years from now and have all of the back testing to go back and say, oh man, shoulda, coulda, woulda, look at how this would have performed, right? But those that are doing it now, kudos to them. But I don't think it is just mere coincidence that we're seeing that relationship.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, Scott, good talk. I think we're going to have some more to discuss, because usually when things get wild in crypto, they don't go away, And
hey, where's all that Dogecoin that you have? What's that trading at? Like two 1,000ths of a Bitcoin or something?
I haven't even checked, all right? But I'm going to do it during the break. And if Bitcoin's up over the past week, I bet you Dogecoin is up too. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find
Beautiful.
out. I haven't checked. I appreciate it. Scott Bauer, he's the man. He's the CEO of Prosper Trading Account.